So, there's the good news. I want you to write a few things down before we begin. Number one, if you can survive temporary pain, on the other side of all temporary pain, you will meet a version of yourself that did not exist prior. This is a big deal because in life you're going to go through, I just lost a very good friend. She's 34 years old. I'm still in pain about it. I had something happen in my family this morning. It was just like tragic. And so there's all pain in life, right? Most of you get into the real estate space or financial space or selling space. You are literally decided to be in careers that involve pain most of the time. And also, if you want to become successful and achieve something most people in your family have never even thought about achieving, you're going to go through crap on a very regular basis, right or wrong, right? So when you're going through that, how you view it, the prism through which you view that, matters. It matters. For me, when I would go through it before, it used to be like validation and verification. God didn't want me to do it. Oh, this is a sign I'm not supposed to be doing this. It's just how I've always been. Man, if they knew how my dad used to whack me around and I got this crappy family, that's exactly why I'm not winning. I remember looking at other families when I was a little boy going, man, why can't we just be a normal family? I don't know if any of you grew up with any dysfunction or neglect at all. Any of you? Cool, I got a lot of brothers and sisters here. By the way, funny thing, how many of you have kids? Okay, cool. I have a very good friend. My wife and I met in kindergarten. We got married. That's why she's my wife. But there's another couple in my kindergarten class that also got married. Is that crazy? And the girl, I won't say her name, but she's one of my dearest friends. She ended up being the valedictorian. She was the one you'd go, now that's the one. She was pretty, she was the smartest, straight A's all the way through. In fact, I cheated off her paper all the time. In third grade, here's how stupid I am. I've never said this out loud, I just remembered it. In third grade, we had a spelling test, and I copied off her paper, and I literally wrote my name down as Jennifer blah 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 on my own paper. I copied her freaking name and didn't write my own name. It was like literally verbatim cheating. And I'm so stupid, the teacher had no question which Jennifer was the cheater. Definitely Eddie Milet's the one copying. Probably helped that they didn't get a test from Eddie Milet that day. We got 2 Jennifers. But anyway, I was talking to her after The Power of One More came out. My book sold 1 million copies first 6 months, #1 nonfiction book in the world. And that same month, my podcast, that month usually is #1 business podcast in the world. Unless people cheat and hack their podcasts up the rankings, I have the #1 business podcast in the world. A lot of them cheat and hack. Some of them spoke at this event. But anyway, that's another story. What she learns, man. Let's go. By the way, since I'm on that, if you don't listen to my podcast, as a friend, all my content's free. I have nothing to sell you. I make my money outside of all this stuff. Okay? You should be listening to my podcast. It is the best personal development, self-help, business podcast, change your life podcast that's ever existed. I don't say that to brag. It's free. I make money on it, actually. But you should be listening to it. If you don't follow me on social or subscribe to my YouTube or my podcast, do that. Do yourself a favor. You make a note or do it while I'm talking.